coming out in the movies lately, you'll have noticed that it's very common for a young adult book to be made into a film, but it's not as common for a young adult book to take inspiration from a film and run with that. So today, my review is a little bit shorter, but kind of exponentially nerdier, so maybe the shorter format will work. I'm just going to be featuring two pieces of work. So one is Fritz Lang's Metropolis, which is a silent film from 1927, and then a new young adult book by Jaclyn Dolamore called Dark Metropolis, which is really based on the film, and it's actually an alternate history set in post-World War I Berlin. So it takes cues from Weimar Berlin and that era of decadence, sort of flappers and working at a nightclub and all of that, but it's also a fantasy world and there's zombies involved. So it sounds kind of crazy, like it wouldn't work, and I was really skeptical when I started it, but it was one of those books that I was just dragged into, and I couldn't stop reading it. And because I'm nerdy and I love Metropolis, the film, I loved finding all of the different references and parallels between the book and the characters in the book and the characters and actors and the director of the film Metropolis. So, for example, the main character's name here is Thea, and the screenplay for Metropolis was written by Fritz Lang's wife at the time, Thea von Harbour, and it also recollects Theda Bara, who was a silent film actress of the 1920s, very femme fatale vamp, and that's kind of how I pictured Thea in the book. So there's a lot of references between the two. If you haven't seen Metropolis, watch it. And I would say watch Metropolis and then read the book. Usually I tell people read the book and then watch the movie because the book is always better. This book is excellent, but this film is classic and timeless, and you will see bits and pieces of it in dystopian literature and film all the way down to today. So both of these come very highly recommended.